host, Coach Nick from PSP. Today we're going to be bringing you guys our warm-up. We're going to go through a dynamic warm-up right into some injury prevention. This dynamic warm-up's going to get your blood flowing, going to get you sweating before those practices and before those games. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us. You can email us at info@precisionsportsperformance.com. That's info@precisionsportsperformance.com. Or you can give us a call at 973-585-6008. That's 973-585-6008.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do in our dynamic warm-up is we're going to stand in place and we're going to do little pull-ups. Ideally, you do this for about 20 to 30 seconds. Then you're going to change to single leg, other leg. If you have a white line that you can stand over, you're then going to transition to doing left to right over the line, and then single leg left to right, and then switch your legs left to right. Okay, next we're going to go 2 hops and a squat. When you go to squat, you want your heels on the ground, toes forward, butt back, chest step. So you go hop, hop, squat, sit in a chair, hop, hop, squat, sit in a chair. 10 times. You want your knees out, so your ankles, your knees and your hips are in a straight line. You don't want any knees caving in or going really wide. Try to get those toes forward, butt back, knees in line with those ankles. Okay, next we're going to be traveling about 10 yards for each exercise. These are called knee hugs. You want to stand really tall, pull your knee into your chest, traveling about 10 yards. Next we're going to do our walking quad stretch. You want your hip and your knee in a straight line. Don't pull your knee out to the side. Keep it nice and tall. Every step. This also works on your balance and your core, so squeeze your abs, squeeze your butt. Get a really nice quad stretch. Again, travel about 10 yards. Okay, we're going to do a walking figure 4 or butt stretch. You're going to support your knee and your ankle. You're going to pull up, step, pull up. Again, stand really tall. Keep your chest up. Support that knee and that ankle. Travel about 10 yards. Do walking leg swings or Frankensteins. You want to start and end on your toes. This really works your balance. Stand nice and tall, arms out in front. Every step, bring your feet to your hands. Try not to swing your leg out to the side. Try to be really controlled. Again, every step, 10 yards. Okay, we're going to do world's greatest stretch. Take a big step forward. Your hands go on the inside of your foot. You're going to reach your hand to the sky. Come back down. You're going to straighten out both legs. Step together. Opposite leg forward. Hands on the inside of your foot. Open up. Come down. Straighten out. Step together. Okay, next we're going to do walking lunge twist. So step out. Twist over that knee. Step together. Left leg forward. Twist over that knee. Step together. It's really important to make sure your hip, knee, and ankle are in a straight line, keeping your core tight as you travel that 10 yards. Okay, what we're going to do next is side yard shuffle. You're still traveling 10 yards, even though I'm only traveling 5 down and back. Stay nice and low. Lots of movement in your feet. You want quick feet, down and back. Staying nice and low in a good athletic stance. Next, we're going to go into karaoke. We do a high knee karaoke, so you want to turn your hips and drive that knee over. Again, 10 yards down, and then 10 yards back, driving that knee over. Okay, what we're going to do next, we're going to do straight leg shuffles. It's not how fast you get there, it's how many touches you can get your feet to hit the ground as you travel. Up on your toes the whole time. The faster your arms move, the faster your legs are going to move. And that's in any type of running drill that we do. Up nice and tall, kick your legs out in front, pump your arms, and then slowly move forward. So you're forward progressing slowly, but your legs are firing at rapid pace. And then the last one's going to be fast high knees. Again, lots of turnover, slow progression forward, but lots of reps as you travel. As you're doing your high knees, pick your knee and your toe to the sky. Do not kick your butt.
All right, so next we're gonna get into our glute warm-up. So the big thing is for us, for ACL prevention, things like that, a lot of it comes down to glute strengthening and glute activation. For now, all we're trying to do is really turn that muscle on, so that we are doing our activity or our sport, it's kind of firing when we need it to. So the first thing we're gonna do, you're gonna be down on all fours, your hands are right underneath your shoulders, your knees are right underneath your hips. You're gonna keep your knee bent, you're just gonna lift it out to the side and back down. We're gonna do 10 times on one side, then 10 times on the other side. All right, so now we're gonna go into our hip circles. Basically, this is just loosening up the hips. When we do them, it should be a nice, smooth pace. Like I said, we're just trying to loosen them up. We're not trying to go too fast. So knee stays bent, just like we did the hydrants. You're lifting your knee up nice and high, coming all the way around. and then right into the next one. We're gonna do 10 times going forward, then we're gonna do 10 times going backwards. After that, we're gonna do the other side. All right, so the next one we're gonna get into, you're gonna flip over onto your back. We're gonna get into our bridges and single leg bridges. So you're gonna lie flat all the way down on the ground. Make sure your feet are tucked in close to your body and they're about shoulder width apart. Knees should stay the same width as the feet. All right, so you're gonna pop your hips all the way up so it makes a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, emphasizing squeezing your glutes, squeezing your hamstrings, and then coming down. Once we've done that 10 times, you're gonna lift one leg up in the air. You're gonna do the same thing. All the way up, all the way down. 10 on one leg, 10 on the other leg.
So going off of what Coach Andrew just explained with our glute bridge series, we're gonna go into some glute medius work throughout some sideline, a 5-way hip. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start out by lying on the ground here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna set up by having our hands straight out in front of our belly button so that our ribs are pulled down, our stomach's tight. Our knees and our hips are gonna be straight forward like we're trying to get as tall as possible. All right, so we're gonna start out with our knee and toe directly forward, not to the ceiling. We're gonna rise that foot to the ceiling and stop about 6 inches from our bottom foot. We're gonna go through 15 reps of all these. So once we're done coming up for 15, we're gonna go straight forward, keeping those 6 inches between toe to toe, and we're gonna stop right over the foot. Once we got 15 forward, we're gonna go into extension for 15. We're gonna do all these without letting our torso come apart or bend in different directions. We're gonna stay nice and stiff. Once we got 15 forward, back and up, we're gonna go into full 15 front to back. At this point, we should be burning up within our hip, down to our knee. And we're gonna finish up by bringing this foot over the front, working our bottom leg by lifting to the ceiling and relaxing.
All right, so the next one we're gonna do for our glute warm-up is we're gonna get into band walks. So band goes right around the ankles. You're gonna place your feet about shoulder width apart, and you're gonna be down about halfway into a squat, right? Make sure when you do this, the toes are always pointing straight ahead. We're gonna step forward first. So you're gonna come up at a 45-degree angle, stretching that band. You're gonna bring your feet back to shoulder width. You're gonna come up, you're gonna go back to shoulder width. The big thing is always keeping tension on the band. The band should never come slack, your knees should never fall in. Once we've gone 10 yards forward, we're gonna go backwards the same way. So it's stepping back, stepping together, stepping back, stepping together. When you step back, the really important thing is never swing your hips open, always keep those toes pointed forward. So the next one we're gonna go to is lateral band walk. So you're gonna be down in that same athletic position. Feet shoulder apart, there's tension on the band, knees are lined up with their feet. We're gonna step, step back. What we always tell people is that if you're gonna step, you step back the same distance. So it's step, recover, step, recover. You're gonna do 10 yards one way, 10 yards the other way, facing the same direction. All right, so next we're gonna go into a few neck exercises. These ones are very important for when it comes to preventing concussions and things like that. A lot of times when you're hitting a sport, most of what does the damage is the head kind of whipping back and things like that. Having a strong neck and upper trap muscles kind of prevents that motion. All right, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna lie flat on your back. We're gonna have our knees bent. Our hands are gonna be flat against the turf. They're almost making like a right angle at your elbow. All right, from here, we're gonna tuck our chin to our chest, so we're looking down at our belly button. You're gonna tap the ground with your head, come back up. Tap the ground, come right back up. We're gonna do about 10 reps there, then we're gonna go into side to side. So you're gonna lift your head about 1 inch off the ground. You're gonna go ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Big thing is, always keep your eyes looking straight ahead. You're not tilting side to side, all right? The last one we're gonna do is that tilting side to side without any tilting. So we're just gonna be here, 1 inch off the ground again. You're gonna look right, look left, back to the middle. Almost like your head's swiveling on that middle point. All right, so we're just gonna go over a quick kind of series of cool down stretches. It's always important to stretch after you've worked out or after you've had to practice, things like that, just to prevent anything in your muscles from getting too tight and then causing injuries and things like that. So there should just be quick stretches, about 30 seconds in duration. They don't have to be super long, but going through and hitting the kind of about one on every muscle is always a good idea. So the first one we're gonna do, you're gonna come down to one knee, make sure this front foot's out nice and far. Both hands on your thigh, you're gonna sit up nice and tall, and all you're gonna do is drive your hip forward. You're feeling the hip stretch right in this hip flexor. So it's here, you should be feeling it right here where your pocket is. From here, you can stay in the same position. All you're gonna do is flip your foot so your toes turned up. You're gonna bring your hands to the turf, and then you're gonna slowly bring your forehead down to your shin. You're gonna be stretching that hamstring right in the back here, all right? After that, take your foot, cross it over your body. You're just gonna drop it down to the floor. Make sure this knee or the shin is as perpendicular as you can get. And you're just gonna bring your chest forward until you feel a stretch in this glute muscle. You're gonna be feeling it right here on the side of your butt. Make sure we don't flop down to the turf. Try to stay up, try to stay right over that shin. From here, we're gonna go quad stretch. So you're gonna come back up to that same kneeling position. You're gonna tuck your toe under, sit back to your heel, grab your foot, and then you're just gonna rock forward, pulling your heel to your butt. After that, we're gonna go calf stretch. So you're gonna come down to a push-up position, bring one foot over the top of the other one, and then you're gonna slowly bring your butt up, straighten out the back of the leg. Like I said, about 30 seconds on each side is good enough for each stretch.